Remember when the NBA Slam Dunk Contest was the event of All-Star Weekend? I mean, pure electricity. It was must-see TV. But lately, something's felt off, right? It's like the magic is just gone. And everyone is asking the same thing. What on earth happened? Let's get into it.
So, let's just start with this year's contest. I mean, look, the guys who are in it are incredible athletes, no doubt about it. But it just didn't have those blockbuster names, those moments that make you jump out of your seat. It felt more like the opening act than the main event.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The critics did not hold back at all. Former NBA champ Kendrick Perkins straight up called it horrible and an embarrassing moment. And you know what? That really captures this frustration that's been building for years. The crown jewel of All-Star Saturday has totally lost its luster.
So how did we even get here? Well, that's what we're going to break down. We'll look at how the contest became this afterthought. We're going to rewind to its golden age, pinpoint the superstar some are blaming for its decline, see if there's any path back to glory, and finally ask who, if anyone, can actually save it.
Okay, first up, the current reality. To really get why everyone's so disappointed, you've got to see just how far this thing has fallen. It's kind of shocking, actually.
So check this out. The three-point contest, that's the main event now. That's where the actual superstars show up. You got guys like Dame Lillard taking home the trophy. But the dunk contest, it's become an afterthought. It's filled with really talented guys for sure, but they're often players you might not have heard of before that night. The star power just isn't there.
But man, it wasn't always this way. Not even close. Let's hop in the time machine and go back to when the dunk contest wasn't just an event, it was a place where legends were born.
Oh man, just look at this lineup. I mean, come on. It started with the effortless cool of Dr. J and David Thompson. Then you get the 80s, with the epic legendary showdowns between Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. The 90s gave us a teenage Kobe Bryant announcing his arrival. And then came the year 2000, and Vince Carter.
Remember that? After Vince Carter did that dunk where he hung on the rim by his elbow, you could hear Kenny the Jet Smith on the broadcast just screaming, "It's over! It's over!" And you know what? He was right. That single moment, that one dunk, was the absolute peak. The energy was just unreal.
So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway from all this. The contest was a phenomenon for one simple reason. The biggest stars, the biggest personalities in the entire sport wanted to be there. They saw it as a stage to build their legacy, not something to just skip.
So what changed? If that was the magic formula, what broke it? Well, the sources we looked at point to a pretty specific turning point, and it revolves around one of the biggest superstars the game has ever seen.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the stars are what made the contest, what happens when the biggest star of a generation just decides not to show up?
Well, according to Stephen A. Smith over at ESPN, the answer is pretty clear. He says the person who ruined the slam dunk contest was LeBron James. Now that is a massive accusation, so let's unpack exactly what he means. So here's the argument, right? LeBron James, arguably one of the greatest athletes to ever walk the planet, never once competed. Instead, what did he do? He'd put on these incredible dunk shows and pregame warm-ups, basically teasing everybody with what could have been. And by never actually doing it, he set a new precedent. The thinking goes, if the biggest star in the world doesn't think it's important enough, why should the next generation of stars?
Okay, so that's the diagnosis. But is there a cure? Is there any way to bring the magic back? Well, there are a few ideas floating around.
Okay, step one is obvious. You got to convince today's stars to actually do it. Step two, maybe you got to sweeten the pot. We're talking a big, significant increase in the prize money. And step three is interesting. Appeal to the younger guys, the ones who grew up idolizing players like Kobe or KD, not necessarily LeBron. And you know, it's not totally impossible. We've seen a glimmer of hope. You have to give major props to Jaylen Brown, a legitimate all-star who actually participated recently. That took guts, and it was a huge step in the right direction.
So this brings us to the final, and maybe the most exciting question. If the contest is going to be saved, who are the heroes we should be looking for? Who's going to pick up the torch? And there are a few names that immediately pop up. You've got the incredible charisma of Anthony Ant-Man Edwards. You've got the human highlight reel, Ja Morant. And then there's the phenom, Victor Wembanyama. I mean, can you imagine a 7'4" guy in the dunk contest? A player like that could completely reset what we think is possible.
And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? It leaves us with one final, simple question. The slam dunk contest was built by superstars. So can it really be saved by anyone else?